Greetings, friends. It's Denise again with Denise's Dancing Paintbrush and another art project, and this time I'm not working on a collage. Right now I am working on a special nativity set. My husband decided that he wanted a lawn decoration, and so he looked online and he found something that he liked. But it was, I guess it was only $130 and shipping. But when we looked at the size of it, it was really only about 2 feet tall, or at least the people were 2 feet tall. And I thought, I could make something nicer than that if you get me some plywood. That's what I do. I'm an artist. I'll just design a few characters and make it work. And so, I guess I put my foot in it. I started designing how it would fit. We went down and we got a 1/2 inch thick plywood, nice plywood, that measured 8 feet by 4 feet. Now, we couldn't get 8 feet by 4 feet into our car, so we had to cut the 8 foot by 4 foot panel into 4 smaller panels that would fit into our car so we could get it home. So now I've got to design the pieces so they will fit into 4 2 foot by 4 foot panels. This star, I thought I could shrink it up, and it did not work. So my camera turned off before I finish all these people, and this is what the design looks like, measured out into 4 foot panels. And so I get out a big piece of butcher paper. It's not really butcher paper. It's more like a teacher's bulletin board paper, and it is just 4 feet wide. So I've designed out the pieces and I'm cutting them out of the paper as if these are my pattern pieces that I will lay out onto the wood. It's going to work out better that way. If I cut them out of paper first, I can make my design flaws right up front. Now these are the 2 panels that will form the stable. The holes will be what the corral pieces that will actually make them stable. Stable. They'll hold them up. And because I'm cutting them out into separate pieces, the roof will have to be screwed on to these panels. Notice this is all a flat construction. It's going to be painted white. It'll just be a flat lawn decoration, but it will measure about 5.5 feet tall, the stable and the star, and the people will be about 4 feet tall. At least Joseph will, because he's standing. Eventually we can add to this more shepherds, some wise men, that kind of thing. Right now I've just got a couple of sheep, Mary, Joseph, and the manger. You can see I printed out my template, and I am using that to help make my design. Now I realized when I created my little template that I made the sheep a little bit too big. because as it turns out, if I make them that size, the sheep will be bigger than Mary, which that's not going to work. So I made the sheep a little bit smaller, and that makes more room for me to add an extra sheep. As you can see, I'm going to close up on this one. There's only one sheep that's standing. I'm very carefully cutting around the legs and everything. The other two will be kneeling. So I decided to go ahead and cut the star out of this leftover piece, cutting the paper out at 2-foot panels like the wood is already in 2-foot panels helps me to see where I can fit more into the space that I have. And there's my star. So my husband brought in the panels so that I could trace the patterns onto them without having to do it outside. Wasn't that nice? Very nice. I have to tape down the pattern because it keeps curling up. Now this is the section for one side of the roof. See how I have it jagged like it will be a thatched roof? And then a brace. That's one panel. Now I'm tracing out a sheep. And another one. And here is the manger. and the star. And still enough room for one more sheep. So now it's time to draw Mary. And that's about all that I have actually completed this week. My husband has cut out 2 panels, and I'll show you how they look next week. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a lot of work, but it's going to be fun. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.